recording, so we can have a recording of this for later as well. So thank you for your time today. I'm going to spend about the next 25 to 30 minutes looking at the capabilities from Microsoft for business intelligence and reporting through Project Server and SharePoint. I've got a few slides to take you through, but also some live capabilities as well, so we won't just be looking at slides today. So the agenda is really to give you a quick overview of TPG, talk about our industry experience, our options, some examples and live demonstrations as well, and then finish at the same time. So we're a international full service provider around the PPM consulting and toolset world, and what we do is we provide individuals and organizations with best practice advice and guidance for implementing these tool sets, and we've been doing that since 1998. I've been doing it myself since for about 15 odd years, both with Microsoft and other technologies as well. I'm based out of the UK subsidiary, but I do work across all of our subsidiaries as well. So as you can see, we're based in the UK, in Germany, where we're headquartered, Austria, Switzerland, South Africa, and the Americas as well. So we can provide a global reach as required. And we have partners where we don't have offices ourselves as well. So you can see down into South America and certainly across Southeast Asia and into Australasia as well. We're a Microsoft Gold Certified Partner. We have the PPM certification, and we also sit on the Microsoft Partner Advisory Council, so we're fully aware of all of the roadmap for the products moving forward. We have a very good relationship with Microsoft in that way. One of the other things we major on is integration with SAP. So we have SAP certifications for our product, which is called TPG PS Link. And we do run a series of webinars. So if you'd like to look on our website, then you can certainly see the webinars that we have and what you'll be able to sign up for. And we run them most weeks, if not every other week as well. Okay, so moving forward, number of kind of customers that we have, number of various different verticals, and multi-country implementations of the toolset as well. So as you can imagine, we've got consulting and products, pull those together to provide solutions, and also obviously we provide training in those capabilities as well. So we can provide a holistic approach to project portfolio management across an organization, not just with implementing some technologies, but also looking at the change aspect and working with them on requirements and training and process integration at the same time. So why do people look at Microsoft for BI and reporting? Typically they're looking to provide employees with tools to help them drive business performance, of course. So they want to be able to not just provide reports, but actually provide intelligence based on data that's stored anywhere within the organization. So although we're talking about and kind of focusing on PPM style data, we will look at some non-PPM style reporting that we can look at as well. And of course, most people, if you're here today, it's because you've got the Microsoft stack in your organization. So you'll have things like Excel, which we'll look at a lot today. And you're looking to use these intuitive interfaces, of course, as well. And using something like that, a lot more self-service, I can produce my own reports and views as well. And what we'll look at today is built around a SharePoint infrastructure, so we get a much more collaborative way of working. And of course, it's available for the organization as a whole, so across the enterprise. So if we look at some of the kind of capabilities that people speak to us about, they're typically looking for the ubiquitous kind of dashboard so that they can have organization and other types of KPIs, so whether that's an organization, a project, a program, departmental, and so we can then raise that information and make it available to people as well, so convey the right information to the right people at the right time. And if we have that information, we can then perform rich analysis, drill down, and do that in the browser as well, including Excel, like I said, for a familiar reporting interface, and other tools as well. So we have things such as Visio, Performance Point, and SQL reporting services as well. And we've got a slide that talks around the different types of technology we can look at and use as well. So really the benefits of using the Microsoft stack for business intelligence and reporting is, of course, a faster time to market in terms of reporting, but also the information we can then use to get our products and services to market more quickly as well. A reduction in costs because we're using a familiar tool set, and of course hopefully a reduction in costs because of the information that we have available to us. We get improved resource utilization, not only by our own people being able to gain access to data and make decisions, but also, we're going to look at today Project Server where it has its central resource pool as well. So we're looking at resource utilization in a number of different ways. And if we have access to data and we can make sense of that, then hopefully we can get better visibility of where we have particular bottlenecks within the organization perhaps as well. And overall, if we're analyzing that information, then improving the efficiency should be something that happens over a period of time. Now, obviously, these things don't happen without a defined change process, but if we have the information to hand and we can analyze it, then we can make some strategic decisions about what to do with that information as well. And then finally, of course, by doing those things, we can realize our benefits. But the key thing is, what are the benefits we're looking to achieve as an organization in the first place? And typically that's trying to remove ourselves from having a silo of data and making that information more readily available to people to help make strategic decisions as well. So although we're not discussing it today, we may be talking about items such as data marts and data warehousing as well. So there's a number of different reporting options available for us today. We're going to look at Project on the desktop, and specifically Project 2013 and the capabilities there. We'll look at something called OData, which is an industry standard for accessing data over an internet connection, over a web type connection, and we'll look at that through Project Online, which is Microsoft Project Server, provided through Office 365. It's also available on the on-premise capability as well. And for on-premise, we have other capabilities that are available for us, such as the Project Server reporting database, SQL Server OLAP cubes, Excel connected to the OLAP cubes, Microsoft Performance Point, which is part of the SharePoint stack, SQL Report Builder, which enables us to create our own SQL reports as well through a kind of drag and drop interface, and SQL Reporting Services. So we've got very specific custom reporting needs as well, and it's a very good BI tool on its own. So here are some reporting options. I'll flip over this particular slide, but you'll get these slides so you can have a look at that afterwards as well. So we've got a number of kind of standard Project Server and Project Online views that are available to us, of course. So we have the classic kind of rolled up Gantt chart on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, the ability to roll up and summarize the assignment of work by resource. So these are standard views available to us through Project. But then we can start to look at Excel-based reporting. We're actually using Excel 2013 here. It has some really rich capabilities around how we can do look and feel, and also formatting and filtering as well. So this is a team dashboard. From left to right, we're looking at actual work to date breakdown. We've got some statistics below that. And then we're looking at actual work breakdown by month. And then we've grouped that by projects as well. We've got some tracking against utilization targets, and then planned and actual utilization as well. So we're able to aggregate that data and use the powerful reporting capabilities and visualization of Excel to enable that to be provided to individuals and groups of people as well. So moving on to the kind of next slide. Again, some project data that we might have available to us. We're actually going to look at this type of view live, so I'm going to flip over that. And again, this one, we're not just interested today in looking at project-related data. Maybe we want to look at other data in our organization. So we're going to look at the interactive capabilities of some of the Power Pivot and Power View capabilities available in Excel 2013. And again, some of these views will become more live as we go through the session today. SQL Reporting Services. If you're using SQL, then SQL Reporting Services is part of that. Gives us a really rich way of being able to view various different bits of data. Here we're looking at a project dashboard, got the project number, description, program, project manager, project milestones, all being pulled from that central database, but it could also be aggregated data from various different areas as well, not just one data source, but several at the same time. And here's another example, projects by department, finance, HR, and IT on the left, what projects we have, progress, our classic red, amber, green indicators being displayed there, and then maybe some project costs. So we're actually aggregating data from multiple data sources. This can be a much less expensive way than actually moving data between various systems as well. So, being able to go across data sources is a real bonus. And resource utilization, probably one of the key reasons that we talk to organizations about project and project server is that they really want to get a handle on what their resources are planning to do and what their capacity is to do work as well. So again, we can extend the standard reporting capabilities of project server to provide various different views. Again, here we're looking by project, by resource, by month, and we can then drill down into the detail and get some more information about who's actually working on what when as well. And, again, how you want it to look and feel is really up to you. We have noticed over a period of time that it's really important that it looks good, because people will more actively engage with something that looks pleasant on the eye. Obviously, the data is really, really important, but how that actually looks is key as well. So moving down then, let's have a look at this. Again, some other information. Interestingly to note, just on this one on the right-hand side, we're actually using Visio as well. And Visio is a great tool for actually being able to visualize information, much more so than PowerPoint, in fact. Visio provides the ability to actually take data sources and visualize them on the screen. So, for example, if you have a requirement for speedometer type views of data, shall we say, then you can have those and connect those to back-end data sources as well. The other side of this, of course, is maybe GIS type data. So we have a map here, and we can start to overlay data onto that map as well. So let's have a look at a live demonstration. We're going to look at some of the project data first, and then some of the other SQL type data that we can look at as well. And then we'll come back, we're going to look at just a brief overview of delivering on the vision for BI as well. So let me just flip over to project. That's the first place we want to go. Okay. All right, so here's my project plan. So very familiar looking Microsoft project plan. We are in project 2013. A couple of things just wanted to talk about very, very briefly. We do now have a timeline view that's available to us. So again, it's very easy for us to visualize that information, and we can then get this information out to relevant people for email, presentation, and full size as well. So we no longer have to take data and put it into another system, such as Visio or PowerPoint. We can actually provide that information directly from within Microsoft Project as well. So that's been available since Project 2010, in fact. Okay, but what's new for Project 2013 is this whole new reporting tab here, and we get various different reports that are available to us. I'm going to just close down the timeline there, and I'm going to pull up a dashboard, and I think we'll have a work overview dashboard. And what we've got here is the ability to actually now produce various charts and graphs and put information on the screen, whereas previously we might have had to extract this data, put it into Excel, put it into Visio, put it into PowerPoint, and it really takes a lot of time. But now we can actually do that directly within our Microsoft project plan. We have the data available to us, and I can then just print that straight out as well. So a real bonus just looking at Project 2013 on the desktop. This one's actually connected to Project Online. So again, from here, we then obviously have the ability to actually look at our project and look at more information about our projects as well. So here we are now, project web app through project online. So this is in Microsoft's public cloud through Office 365. I'm going to look at my projects now. Here we go. So there's my project center view. I've got the ability to actually get a timeline here, either of projects or individual tasks as well, so we can see how we're doing. And again, I've grouped my projects by department. I've got my red, amber, green indicators for things like health. I'm showing costs and start dates and what have you. And of course, I can drill down into this as well, see more detail about a particular project, and view the actual schedule. But the reason I just wanted to pop down into this before we continue looking at some of the BI capabilities was just really to talk about the fact that this visualization then continues to run through. So if we actually go and look at the project site associated with this particular project, which is my health assessment reporting tool, what we'll be able to see is that individuals can come in here, they can see all of the details around this project itself, and they can see things such as a timeline being shown here, so I can see what tasks I have, and then it'll also show me what tasks I maybe have that are late or that are coming on stream soon as well. So a really great way of being able to visualize information for people and give them in a central place. All right, so moving on from there, what I wanted to do, we've already just looked at Project Center, but a lot of the reporting now is done through Excel, so we're using really familiar tools for people. We can predefine how they access that data, so they don't need to worry about how they actually access it. We can predefine those access points. And what we can then start to do is look at things like this. So I've used Excel. Here's a project summary. On the left-hand side, we've got the different project types. So I've got enterprise projects, marketing campaigns, mergers, so M&A type stuff, new product development. And on the right-hand side, I can see it by department. So for example, I'm now showing everything, but I might say, well, actually, I'm interested in all the IT projects. That's just going to refresh for me because I've left it on its own. So I look at all the IT projects, or maybe all the enterprise projects, in fact. And what it will then do is just show me a subset of that. So it's very interactive in that particular way. So enterprise projects, I've only got 2. Maybe let's have a look at merger and acquisition. I've got 4 projects there. New product development, I've got a few more. And software development, I've got even more there as well. And as I do that, you can see it starts to update that particular view and report as well. And it is very interactive. If I wanted to, I could share this with people. I can refresh the data as required. And depending on my access rights as well, I could actually edit this in the web app or edit it in Excel as well. So I could extract the data and undertake more work on that as well. So that's something like a project summary as well. If we have a look at this particular view, I better refresh this again because it's been sat there for a couple of minutes. This is my project work. This is using Power Viewer, which is part of Excel 2013. We can see project work and how much we're doing by project type. Yeah, we can see the percentage complete by project owners, and at the bottom here we can see the work as well. So what I can now start to do is, maybe I'm interested in, let's have a look at some of these. Which ones do I want to look at? Here we go. This is my new product development. If I click on here, it then starts to show me only the data I'm interested in for that particular project. Yeah. If I then come and click on another project, we can start to see that, and so on and so forth. So again, it gives us the ability to actually look at all of that data. We don't just have to look at one thing. If I look at there am I. If I click on here, it'll show me percentages of the projects here that I've got as well. So very powerful ways of being able to visualize that type of information, of course, as well. So we can start to really get a feel for who's working on what and when they're going to work on that as well, and what their interaction is with the rest of the business at the same time. So that's our project work analysis. Maybe I want a project overview again, so I'm just going to refresh this. But as you can see, it's using it's using Excel. It's easy for people to gain access to, and we've got that type of data. So I think we'll make this the last one around the project data side of things. It's just going to refresh there. It's now available as a HTML5 as well, so it doesn't just have to be in Internet Explorer. We can make this data available across browsers as well. So certainly if you're using Project 2013 and SharePoint 2013, the data is now available through Internet Explorer and latest versions of Firefox, Safari, and Firefox, Safari, and which one am I missing there? Chrome, of course, as well. Okay, so here's my project overview. I've got the project types and names, details about the projects, some risk and issue information, and we can start to see that. So if I drill down into it, I could start to look at individual projects, yeah, and see if there's any information being showed to me. Or maybe I could come over here. Let's clear that. And I could then start to say, well, actually, I'm interested in merger and acquisition projects, and it will tell me which ones they have there. And again, very interactive ways of actually looking at that particular data as well. So again, we can make it nice for people to look at, but they can also drill down into detail at the same time. So moving on from there, I just wanted to drop into another couple of interactive views that we have available for us today. So bear with me one moment while I just pop over to my other environment. So again, here we have something, again, Contoso Telco Sales and Marketing. I'm interested in what's going on in the central region. As I select that, we can start to see at the top here, sum of revenue by device type being shown, and then again, what split it is by content channel, and then by the different manufacturers as well. So maybe I'm interested actually in east, north, south, and west. We'll leave out the central region, and the data will then change to show me that as well. So we have that ability. And as you can see, we're showing graphics over here. So we've pulled the data and an image from our SQL reporting databases as well. If we move on again, I really do like this one because it's very, very interactive. So just reset that so we're looking at all the data. Okay, there's my chart. Clear that. There we go. Okay, so here's oil and gas. We can see things like the average market price by gas and oil, number of wells by status as well, where it is, Gulf Coast, Rockies, San Joaquin. Product name, obviously Gulf, gas and oil, and the cost for that as well. The one that I'm interested in, though, is, and I'm going to pop this out so you can see it in a bit more detail, is our actual sum of production days and variance average. Yep. So we've got our three areas, San Joaquin, the Rockies, and the Gulf Coast. And as we hover over that, we can see certain bits of data. So what's the actual cost we have? As that goes away. Sum of production days and what year we're in as well. Now, the great thing about this is actually we can play this like a video and start to see the impact of change over time as well. So using the various different axes we have in the data, we can see that. And obviously we can go back at any point in time. So this is based on the fact that we have some time or snapshot data available to us. And at any point in time, in fact, I can then come in here and click on that data and see what the timeline view looks like, in fact. So what's really great here is as I scroll through time, then for the San Joaquin area, we can start to see how that has progressed over time. So a really powerful way of us being able to get a view and understanding of that, and if we look at Gulf Coast, there's been some really big changes on there. We can start to drill and see how that's changed over time and what the impact has been as well. So a really powerful way of us being able to visualize that data. Okay, so what we've seen there today is the ability for us to use Microsoft Project to do our reporting. We've got the Project Web App views as standard, but we can now use Excel and SQL reporting services to do a number of different bits of reporting for us at the same time. So if we are looking for a BI type solution, we're going to be looking at empowering people to give them the data they need to get insight into what's going on with the business. We can give them tools that they're familiar with, such as Excel, and then we can allow them to share that through the collaborative aspects of SharePoint as well. If we've got access to this data and we put some standards in place, they can build out dashboards and scorecards, obviously, and we can make it more efficient for the organization as a whole. We're not asking IT to do all our reporting for us. We can democratize democratize reporting, shall we say, as well. And we're using tools that you probably have in your organization already. So we've looked at today why we have Microsoft PPM reporting. We've just discussed that again. Familiar interfaces, self-service, relevant consolidated views, integrated with your collaborative infrastructure. It's ready for the organization or just for a department, and it can build out over time as well. And it gives you great economic value, of course, at the same time. So I'd like to say thank you for your time today. I hope you've enjoyed that and found it useful. We will send you some further examples as a PDF in the coming few hours. If you have any questions, then do feel free to contact me. My contact details are there, christopher@theprojectgroup.com. Find us on LinkedIn. It's TPG, The Project Group. And obviously follow us there. That would be great. And there's our web address at the same time. So I'd like to thank you for your time today. If you have any questions, I'll be online for a few more minutes. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you at our next webinar. Yeah, we look forward to working with you in the future.